is actually my sister's copy. But that's okay. Sorry, I just turned the gain down a little bit. I felt like it wasn't working for us. I also changed the setting on my mic. I don't know, I'm just trying things out. So yes, this is part of Percy Jackson and the Olympians. We have book 1. I'll read the back and then we'll jump right on in. Percy Jackson is about to be kicked out of boarding school again, and that's the least of his troubles. Lately, mythological monsters and the gods of Mount Olympus seem to be walking straight out of the pages of Percy's Greek mythology textbook and into his life. And worse, he's angered a few of them. Zeus's master lightning bolt has been stolen, and Percy is the prime suspect. Now Percy and his friends have just 10 days to find and return Zeus's lightning bolt. Return Zeus's stolen property and bring peace to a warring Mount Olympus. But to succeed on his quest, Percy will have to do more than catch the true thief. He must come to terms with the father who abandoned him, solve the riddle of the oracle, which warns him of betrayal by a friend, and unravel a treachery more powerful than the gods themselves. So yeah, pretty riveting stuff. My book is literally like, I don't know, broken AF, to be honest. So yes, book 1, Percy Jackson. And this one is dedicated to Haley, who heard the story first. class.